junior lightweight, and he'll fight a lightweight, and he'll even go to junior welter sometimes and give away the weight just to get about. He'll fight anybody, anywhere. He does well against those guys. So now he's back at his natural weight tonight, and that is another plus.
Well, Roger Mayweather has got to get his boxing career back on track. If he takes a loss to Nieves here, he might as well call it quits. I'm certain he realizes that, despite the absence of his trainer and his manager here with him. And as such, he'll be ready, and he should take care of Nieves. His brother, Roger's brother Floyd Mayweather, himself a fighter of some repute, is in attendance, sitting ringside here tonight to cheer his sibling on, and we'll get that one underway. We'll get this one underway momentarily.
A little bit of a holdup. They had to glove the fighters in the ring. Now, normally in a championship bout, you will get them gloved in the ring, so everybody can expect wrapping and so on, but not in just a regular bout on a card on a Saturday night in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But that's what they've done with this particular part of the main event, the co-main event, if you will, so it's held us up just a little bit. You know, Roger Mayweather, I saw him at the weigh-in today, and he was just real loosey-goosey, cracking a lot of jokes. He didn't seem particularly uptight. That may be his style in each and every bout, but you always wonder about that just a few hours before the fight.
I saw him in the hall out there. It was dark. He was wearing shades anyway, and it looked like he was ready for this one. And if you're wondering what that inscription is on his trunks, believe it or not, he has taken the affinity that American athletes seem to possess for their mothers to new high by having scrawled, "I love you, Mom." Isn't that nice? With the skull and crossbones and dice on the other side. I wonder how his mother feels about that.
Well, he bills himself as the Black Mamba, a concession to his hand speed, strike quickly and deadly. That's the kind of...
Yep, but at the same time, Christopher, his hands are part of the problem. If you talk to boxing insiders, they will tell you that Roger Mayweather has a tendency to drop his hands, gunslinger style, that we hear so much of coming out of the Kronk program in Detroit. And you can get hurt doing that, especially against a guy like Nieves.
We're about to get this underway. Once again, the third man in the squared circle, Max Harnish, handling this 10-round junior lightweight bout. Roger Mayweather in the black trunks, Efrain Nieves in the green from Puerto Rico. Ready to go, checking with the officials, the judges, Mike Fubble, Sid Shank, Jack Richards. Round one is underway. In Michigan, a 10-point must system. Mayweather throws a jab. He opens the bout with that. Moving to the side, tries to counter with a right hand over. Nieves punch, it's not there. The jab, Mayweather scores with a right hand to the forehead. Not a telling blow, but it got there. That jab got through. Mayweather's hand speed showing early. He's gotten a few jabs through. Already the calls from the crowd behind us for the knockout.
A little early for that, huh?
11 knockouts in an 18-2 career for Roger Mayweather. Gave up the WBA Junior Lightweight Championship of the World last March to Rocky Lockridge. And Mayweather stuns Nieves.
And it didn't even look like that hard a blow either. And this is from a guy who's never been on the canvas in his career, and he nearly went down off that.
He didn't go down. He caught himself, but they're giving him the count anyway.
Well, he was 6 inches from going down, I'll tell you. He had his seat nearly flush against the canvas.
Mayweather in a Muhammad Ali shuffle over there. He throws a right hand out of the crouch, another right hand out of the crouch. The left hand gets through. Nieves maybe in over his head, even though he's never been down. He takes one to the shoulder. That one blocked at the gloves. That one missed. Nieves has been unable to respond. Now he holds on up against the ropes, and Harnish pulls them apart. Mayweather feeling his oats right now after that near knockdown and getting the 8 count out of it. So he knows he's ahead on points in the round already. Kind of a glare from Mayweather. Swinging back and off balance, off his feet, he throws a right hand. It's a strange maneuver, and against a really good fighter, you might get in trouble with that kind of move, Bob.
Well, you said it, Christopher. Against a really good fighter, there was no trouble that time. And Nieves has not looked at that. A flush right in the face of Nieves.
He came back with a right to the face after a right to the opposite side of the body. 2 minutes gone in round number one. Nieves has been down, nearly down, once in this round. Not in serious physical difficulty, other than he's just not fast enough to respond to Mayweather. Mayweather counters to him there. Nieves trying to force his way inside. They pound each other to the body a little bit, and Max Harnish will move in and pull them apart once again. There's the first blow that got through by Nieves of any nature to the face of Mayweather, and it didn't have much left when it got there. 30 seconds to go in the round. Nieves looks like he wants to go in low, Bob, but I don't think it's going to work.
I don't know what is going to work against Mayweather for him. He looks like he's outclassed here, at least in the first round.
Wild swing by Mayweather. Nieves got a couple of shots in there as he drove him to the ropes. They pull it apart again and go back at it. Mayweather pretty active there. He got it right across the ear, and the left came, and the right-left combination.
Absolutely.
And the end of round number 1, give it clearly to Roger Mayweather, particularly the early blow that put Nieves nearly on his back and did force the 8 count. And look at Nieves right there, who looks a little bit confused right now, getting the advice from his seconds.
And that noise you hear in the background is because a comely young lady has just stepped in carrying a card. And Christopher, I can't blame the crowd here. That's about as much action as they've seen all night tonight. I think maybe the high point of the evening.
You're cruel. Here's some of the early action in round number 1 that Mayweather owned. There's the right hand just to the forehead. Nieves caught himself, but had to take the 8 count there.
Yeah,
Bob.
let's look at the other angle here. And again, Chris, it was almost as though he was pulling away when he hit him with the blow. It certainly didn't look hard enough to knock him off balance to that degree.
That almost explains his nickname, the Black Mamba, because the snake just, boom, reaches out, nails you, and he's back in position immediately. Round 2 just ahead of us. We get the bell. Mayweather dances out. Nieves comes out. A little bit flat-footed. Rogers up on his toes, and Nieves is flat-footed at the moment. They meet gloves as they go to the corner. Nieves trying to throw something over the top. Ties up Mayweather's head. Nieves just diving in now, and really what Mayweather wants to do is counter over the top. He missed that time.
Let's go.
Really good shot. Right hand gets through by Mayweather. Nothing else scored in that exchange. That was blocked at the gloves. That got through. Those 2 got through. So 3 or 4 right in a row by Mayweather. Didn't have terrific force when they got there, Bob, but they did get through.
Well, he's just boxing this guy out of the fight. I mean, he clearly is a much superior fighter to Nieves.
Mayweather tries to combo up there, and it doesn't get through. 2 minutes to go in the second round of a scheduled 10 round. Junior lightweight division and a former world champion, Roger Mayweather in the black trunks. Not as clearly in control in terms of heavy damage this round, Bob, but still, as you say, outboxing the opponent.
No
There's
problem.
a good shot.
No problem.
There's a right
problem for him.
2 right hands in 2 exchanges really scored well for Roger Mayweather. 90 seconds left in the round. Flicking left. Doesn't get through.
Work your way in there. Work your way in there. Don't just run in there. Work your way in there. Can't move. Give no room. No room.
Mayweather a little more flat-footed in the middle minute of this round. Doesn't really seem inclined to use a jab with any force, Bob. He's just using it as a check and trying to set up that right hand, which has been his big weapon.
Yeah, we haven't seen much punching power here from him so far, as, again, many of the blows he's thrown have been while backpedaling, off balance.
And Nieves gets in, and he scores a couple of right hands as he traps Mayweather in the corner. Now Mayweather throws a few, seeming to fight his way out, but he doesn't come out. Nieves has gotten some blows in there in that exchange. A little more aggressive and seemingly recovered, perhaps adapting to the speed and style and finding a way to do something.
Well, I think Mayweather feels he's so much quicker than Nieves, he can turn this to an advantage, as he took a left flush in the face right there.
Nieves really owns this little flurry in the corner that's gone on now, Bob, for a full minute. He has, by an accumulation of blows, outscored Mayweather over there. Now a couple as he comes out. Now he takes one. And his head really rocked back when Mayweather finally scored. It looked like Roger may be getting a little more serious. There's an uppercut that gets across the ear. And the end of round number 2. I think characterizing it, Mayweather got a little fat and sassy in the middle minute. He took a little too much damage in the last 15 seconds or so, came out and said, "Excuse me, sir, but you don't do this unless I want you to."
Well, I think you're going to see the trainers, handlers of Mayweather, as we look at the action on replay here, tell him now, look, stay out of the corner. You're clearly dominating the fight. Why mess around with strategy like that? Now you're going to see this left coming right there. You saw land. Nieves, Chris, has a little bit of blood now forming in his left nostril, and we'll see if that is a problem as we move into round 3. Not a bad second round.
No, and I think Nieves recovered pretty well for himself. He got that one flurry that lasted about a minute in the corner. Earlier on, I don't know that he had accumulated enough to win the round.
Floyd
at the
Mayweather.
end, Mayweather came out and impressed the judges, certainly.
Excuse me, because I was saying Floyd Mayweather there came up out of his seat a moment ago, walked over to the corner and was giving Brother Roger some advice. And I'm sure he said simply, go back to Roger some advice. And I'm sure he said simply, go back to what you did in the first round, son.
Family of 8, the Mayweathers. Roger is the youngest of the 8. Floyd, who is a welterweight contender, a little bit his senior. We're into round number 3 now.
Settle down. Settle down. Hands up. Settle down. Hands up. Move your hands.
Mayweather opens flat-footed, but it doesn't seem to matter. Now he gets a flurry going. Scored twice with the right, trying to follow it up. There's a left that gets through. 2 of them. 3 of them. Nieves can't respond. A couple of right hands snick around on the right side. Now Nieves charges in, misses with everything. Mayweather ducks away. Walks right into a left hand. Now they tie it up. Max Harnish, the referee in the ring. Nieves charging again like a bull. He's just kind of putting his head down and moving. Not really sure what he wants to do when he gets there, Bob.
Or knows what he wants to do and doesn't have the ability to carry it out.
Mayweather dances away once again. Flicking left gets through. Now these jabs in this round have a little more force to them. He's using it as a weapon rather than a check vehicle.
I think Mayweather's looked pretty good. I've been impressed by him, with the exception of that one period in the second round where he got hung up on the ropes right there and allowed his opponent to score. Mayweather's been sharp.
It's really in good physical trim. And strong through the upper body, reminiscent of a couple of Kronk fighters, particularly McCrory and Hearns, in the build through the upper body and the laterals across the back. A lot of punching power in there. Nieves has found some of that out already.
Nieves has some quickness himself, and you see Mayweather just ducking some of those shots with relative ease.
Again, the blood and evidence in the nostril of Nieves at this point. Nothing critical at the moment, but certainly indicating some damage. A couple of jabs get through by Mayweather. 2 minutes gone in this, the third round of a scheduled 10-rounder. We're in the junior lightweight division. And the fellow in the black pants trying to fight his way back to another chance at a crown he once had for 13 months. That the WBA World Junior Lightweight Championship. No real blows in the last 30 seconds or so. A couple of jabs grazed Nieves. He tried to follow it with the right that time, missed it. 30 seconds to go. Lunging shot by Mayweather. A little out of character for him. And Mayweather retreats to the corner, slamming into the ropes pretty heavily that time. That right hand missed. Everything's missing all of a sudden from both fighters. Less than 15 seconds to go as they tie it up one more time, approaching the end of round number 3. There's the bell, and we'll pause for this. Round 4 underway. This junior lightweight battle between Roger Mayweather and Efrain Nieves. Mayweather firmly in control in most instances, really had only 1 minute of the 9 so far contested in which he gave up anything to his opponent, Efrain Nieves. Starting slowly in this round. Really, round number 3 was the least active of any, Bob.
Floyd Mayweather is still over in the corner. Maybe we can get a shot of it in a minute. He was engaging in a very animated discussion with a couple of his brother's handlers, and I don't think they want or appreciate that in the middle of the fight, I'll tell you.
Very unlikely. They probably have carefully thought out their advice and plans, and doesn't include Floyd. They spin around just again in the center of the ring, still looking for some significant action in this round. Slip. Nieves' foot went out from under him. They'll rule that a slip. Clean the gloves and go. 2 minutes to go in round number 4. Floyd Mayweather in the gray suit still standing by, very animated in the corner, trying to give advice to his brother. There's a good look at him right now, right up between the trainers as the action continues, and it's not really heavy action in this fourth round. Both of them seem to be taking a breather. 90 seconds left in it. Busiest man lately has been Max Harnish, the referee, Bob. There's a little bit of an uppercut to the solar plexus, but Nieves holding on. Wild left.
Come on.
Coming up to the 2-minute mark of round number 4.
Round down into a
There's a
standstill
couple of
until
shots.
now.
Gets the crowd excited once again. A couple of bops to the top of the head. And Mayweather comes out of that clinch, throws a couple, another combination. Those are all scoring. 1 minute to go. They aren't heavy hits, Bob, but they're scoring. Finally, something's scoring.
That's important. And Mayweather clearly ahead of points. We have him winning each of the first 3 rounds as they continue to slug it out now.
But you know, Mayweather continues to get off balance just a little bit. I don't think it's the style of Nieves that's doing that to him. I was just adding up between the last 2 rounds. He is in his 89th fight. 68 of those were as an amateur. But those kind of tendencies you'd think would be gone by now. It's a little out of character, I think, for Mayweather at this point. He takes a right hand to the head, then comes back with a flurry of his own. Nieves, a hard-headed individual, no doubt, with 15 seconds to go in round number 4. There's a good uppercut. That snapped his head back, caught him on the point of the chin, and there's the end of round number 4. Again, Mayweather between bouts, Bob.
Fairly narrow spacing, especially when you're going against a guy who's a former world champion, and Roger Mayweather. He's not exactly a club fighter. A little 3-round escapade on Saturday night. It's 10 rounds, and a tough 10 rounds too.
We're in round number 5, so approaching the halfway point of this bout. Mayweather has not been in trouble. Nieves has been. On one occasion, serious trouble in the first round, though he avoided the clear knockdown. He did take an 8 count. Now he takes a left-handed cuff shot across the ear. That left jab gets through. Mayweather's left hook got by the ear and did perhaps a little bit of damage in ringing, if nothing else. Now Nieves spins in, gets a couple of body shots, and Mayweather spins him into the ropes. Max Hirschner says, "Don't do that, sir."
Yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job here tonight, Chris. He's been in command of the fights he has worked so far and hasn't let a lot of stuff go.
Big roundhouse right, just got the bridge of the forehead of Nieves. Sent a lot of water spraying around, but didn't do any damage, I don't think. I don't know, ooh and ah from the crowd. 2 minutes to go in the round. 2 minutes to the halfway point of this bout. An extremely critical bout when you consider the comeback attempt of Roger Mayweather. Not come back from oblivion, but when you lose a world championship, you don't automatically retain the top spot. Now he's got Nieves on the run just a little bit. Going backward, Mayweather scores again. Good grief, Mayweather looking over to the crowd to talk to somebody. That's a little too nonchalant for my taste.
Nobody going to help you over there, Roger. You better put your head back in the ring where it belongs.
90 seconds to go in the round. Again, we tie it up. That has been more the story of the last couple of rounds than anything else, though Mayweather continues to hold the upper hand. Stepping back and throwing a right at Nieves. He gets one to the body. That one's on the elbow. Now Mayweather leans back and throws a couple of quick shots. Those are more cuffing shots, you know. Bob, Mayweather has not been at range where he could extend a punch, prolate his arm, and turn the wrist like you really want to do.
And there are a lot of people.
Scoring those.
Yep, a lot of people here are going to be watching Mayweather in this fight to see how well he does. Obviously, before setting up any kind of big money matchup, maybe nationally televised. They want to make sure he's still the same Roger Mayweather who was a world champion a short time ago.
Half-hearted jab, a couple of them from Mayweather, and he's just bulled back into the ropes once again by Nieves. The Puerto Rican now living in Grand Rapids, so in a sense fighting before some newfound hometown fans, but Roger is a native. There's a right hand. That one is a good one. Above the eye. Going backward once again, Mayweather scores with it. Gives him a little shuffle, tries to throw it. It's not there. 15 seconds to go in the round. Time running out in round number 5. Again, we have Roger Mayweather in control by an accumulation of blows as we get the bell, and we'll pause for this timeout. Round Round 6 coming up. This is Roger Mayweather in the black trunks, Efrain Nieves in the green. Mayweather in control.
I saw Mayweather, Chris, come out right there, and I read his lips and can't repeat on television just what he said to Nieves. And it was really reminiscent of hot dogging, nothing more than that. Surprised to see it from a former champion, and don't know why he would do it at this point, resort to that, when Nieves has put up a pretty good fight.
Game opponent, not nearly as skilled as Mayweather. Therein lies the real difference. Flat-footed again, Mayweather, flailing his arms more than anything, and nothing really was finished. Feinted 4 punches. Now he's asking for a low blow warning, and he gets it from Max Harnisch, pardon me.
Well, Nieves has got to realize that he is behind on points, and we have gone through 5 rounds already. And if he expects to win this fight, he's really going to have to come on in the latter 5 rounds and probably even win it by knockout.
Again, Mayweather peering into the crowd to listen to or respond to someone's exhortations, and I don't understand that. He's not 100% attentive to the task at hand. It doesn't seem to be.
Doesn't seem to be at all.
Taking a couple of shots right there. Feints jumping back in over the referee's shoulder. Nieves trying to go to the body. Mayweather just tucks the elbows in. Now he comes up with a flurry. 2 of the 5 scored. The last one being that little left hook, and it got around. And again, he gets another flurry going. A couple of those scored again. Nieves still trying to work the body. He's pounding on the kidneys of Mayweather just a little bit. Now they pull themselves apart as Harnisch was stepping in to break the 2 fighters up. They tie it again. This time Harnisch has to come forward. Little body work by Roger Mayweather there. Nieves, he snuck in a little left hand there, Bob, against the jaw.
But maybe too little too late, as Mayweather has done pretty much what he has had to do here so far in this fight. Workmanlike job against an opponent that you had to figure was not going to go down at all. And certainly not going to go easily.
He's not terribly hard to hit, but he's hard to hit real square.
And if you do hit him real square, he's tough, and he stands there and takes it.
He's active.
No, he's no bum. I mean, we made that clear from the outset of this. The guy is not a bum.
Right hand, I think, snuck up there from Mayweather. He's been rocking Nieves a little bit, just a little bit in this round, to be sure. He snapped his head back about 4 times in the last 15 seconds. We're running out of time in the round. End of round number 6. Roger Mayweather slumps in his chair, and we'll get a good look at Nieves.
And yet has not done a lot of damage to him. Surely he had to expect that, though, given the man's background.
We go into round number 7. On the right, Roger Mayweather. On the left, Efrain Nieves. Mayweather on his toes now as he opens this round. He's been flat-footed for several rounds. Still flat-footed as Nieves. And the opening flurry goes to Mayweather. He's working at a little greater range. Now, we talked about that a round or 2 ago, Bob, that maybe he needed to get back and leave himself room to finish and turn. And that's what he's doing. Pop, pop, right there. He's extending the arms and going all the way through the punches. That may change the complexion of the fight.
Well, I think it's getting to the stage of this one that Mayweather does not want to get caught by one punch. He's got it fairly well in hand. And when I say that, I hope it doesn't mean he's going to retreat and dance around the ring the rest of the way. I hope he'll force some of the action at least, but we'll see exactly what his intentions are.
Nieves people just yelling frantically, get inside, get inside, get inside. They see what Mayweather's done in this round in terms of altering his tactics slightly, and they don't like it.
I think Mayweather is too quick for Nieves to get inside on. He's just going to move and stay out of the way and cover up along the ropes just like this.
No, that's about the only way to do it. To get close to him anyway. Just force him into the ropes. As we saw in the second round, we saw Mayweather do that, and he got himself in a little bit of trouble when he just stood there. There's one to the body that stopped on the elbows. They exchanged them. Again, exchange them and tie it back up.
Well, they're just dancing now, Christopher. And again, Mayweather seemed to be looking elsewhere, but in the center of the ring that time.
That scored in that clinch. A couple of good scoring punches, first in a while for Mayweather. But you're right, it's taken on a familiar pattern here over the last several rounds. Quick flurry and then tied up. Now Mayweather acts like he wants to do a little bit more about it. He scored a few times in that flurry once again, and Nieves really wasn't able to answer. Tries to throw a roundhouse right, didn't get through. That left slipped by. Mayweather got that one on the jaw. That one rocked Nieves. There's another one on the jaw. That rocked Nieves. There we go. Now Mayweather picks up the pace just a little bit. He follows two right hands, good solid right hands with a little bit of a flurry. Nieves tries to tie him up and gets it. 30 seconds to go in the round.
You saw Nieves hardly grunt there and come back for more.
He wavered just to his right, kind of teetered a little bit, and then he came right back at it, but didn't really snap back by any stretch of the imagination. Comes pounding back in, almost a headbutt there. They clacked together pretty good. 15 seconds and less, 10 seconds to go in the round. We're about to conclude round number 7 of this bout.
Well, I think we'll see a replay here momentarily, Chris, of the flurry that...
Coming up on round number 8, it's a scheduled 10-rounder, the co-main event here. Coming up later, we have Jimmy Young and Tony Tucker as the 8th round is underway. Mayweather, I don't know if that's his Halloween move or what, but it didn't frighten the opponent.
Well, now Nieves, realizing he's behind, has come out here and looks as though he wants to be the aggressor. Let's see if he can land any blows and do any damage to Mayweather. I doubt it.
Well, he's certainly boring in on it. Mayweather looks a little disgustedly off to the side, as you can see, rolling his eyes back. Now he pushes the man away, almost with a sneer on his face. Now there's a combination. That right hand missed, that left missed, but the combination scored earlier. The right hand got across the ear. Now he pushes the opponent back. Nieves stumbles backward.
Can't let him do
there's
that.
A new tactic,
Well,
Bob.
you can't let him do that. Twice he let Mayweather push him. Now the warning finally comes.
Well, that's one way to keep the guy away from you, just shove him. But the referee, Max Harnish, isn't going to put up with it for too long, and now he's a little bit concerned about that change in tactics. Breaks them up again. Mayweather wants to fight at range. We noticed that in the last round, and that's what he was trying to create with that push-off on 2 occasions, Bob. He's got to do it with a different method. Now, just as suddenly as the pace went up, it goes right back down. Almost to the prime.
This one is at a standstill right now, isn't it?
90 seconds left in this round, which is the 8th of 10. Little flurry there by Nieves. Mayweather doesn't respond at all, except with that. And the right hand scores across the eye. Another body combination. The left came around. That hook got through. Again, Mayweather scoring with a series of punches.
Having fought just 11 days ago, you have to figure Nieves is going to be tired, but at this point it seems Mayweather is the one who is fading more rapidly. There's certainly not in any danger at this point.
55 seconds left in the round. Nieves, he looks a little tired as he bends over there. Kind of catches breath, breathing open mouth. They get back at it. There's a couple of shots to the body. Mayweather scores with a combination. Those are slaps more than anything, but they are hitting Nieves in the face. Then they pull them apart. 30 seconds left in this round. Mayweather with his head bowed just a little bit. There's a kidney shot that got around. Nieves scored with that. Not the kind of thing the judges mark down, but it certainly tells on the body after a while. Nieves has gotten a few of those around in this bout. 5 or 6 of them. It doesn't take a lot. A little bit of a warning there. They touch gloves and get back at it with less than 15 seconds to go. 9 seconds by our stopwatch, coming up to the end of round number 8. And round 8 is history. A little bit of action afterward. Crowd picking up some applause back there, Bob. They saw a little more action in that round.
It hasn't been a bad fight, and the extracurricular activity, if you will, that occurred at the close of the round, indicative of the fact that these two guys don't seem to like each other much for whatever reason.
No, you're not supposed to out there, that's for sure.
Well, but frequently there's a mutual respect between opponents in the ring, and you get the feeling that that's missing where these two are concerned.
There's a look at Nieves, who has, boy, he's just been hit a lot. That's all there is to it. Several of the blows, 15 to 20, have been good rocking right hands throughout the course of the bout. The rest have been almost pity-pat combination stuff, but they take their toll.
At least they were blows that would have rocked normal people. Let's put it that way. But
the delay was, he wants Mayweather up and on his feet, and now we're going to get the bell. And the bell rings. We're underway. Nice long break for both of them. Flicking jabs from Mayweather. Tries the right and ducks away. Now he just kind of looks around the crowd. Well, he's really had a good look at the crowd tonight. He's looked over, gazed over 5 or 6 times.
Grand Rapids does have some attractive women, and many of them are out here tonight. Maybe he's spotted a couple he likes. I really don't know.
Misses with the right. Nieves scored down underneath. The round were to end now. Nieves would win it. He's had the better of the blows.
Well, Nieves is going to have to win this one by a knockout. Now look at Mayweather. Now Mayweather, a guy over here in the front row was shouting out some advice or encouragement. Mayweather actually looked over at him and nodded his head in agreement. Can you believe that?
Maybe it sounds like his brother. I don't know. Less than 2 minutes to go in the round. Nieves got a couple body shots in there. There's a short-range right hand, and out in the flurry comes Mayweather. You know, it's there, Bob. It's just no question about it. When he wants to flurry up and get it through, it's there. Left hook scores.
He's got talent. I guess what it is, he told everybody how excited he was about returning to his hometown, Grand Rapids, to fight. Now he's seen so many of his friends here, he's had to renew acquaintances. And he didn't have time to do it before the bout actually began.
90 seconds to go in round number 9. Roger Mayweather almost waves the referee away, which is not a good idea in normal circumstances. Let the man finish his job and then do yours.
I feel as though we got a third commentator here with us. The guy behind us keeps yelling, "Get your hands up." Maybe Mayweather's hurt him finally.
A couple of good right hands by Mayweather there as he was moving backward just ever so slightly toward the ropes. He left it on the chin of Nieves. Now they tie it up. Shot to the body. Nieves just droops his arms, looks down. They break it up again. That missed. Nieves spins right on by. Out of control. He's pretty tired. Both of them are. It's hot in this building. We should point that out to our viewers. It is particularly warm and humid. Has been in the state of Michigan all day today, and that'll take a toll in a 10-rounder. And Nieves now picks up the pace. Starts scoring a little bit. And boom, boom. Mayweather off the ropes, scores. 30 seconds to go in the round. We're 3 minutes and 30 seconds away from what will probably be the end of this fight. I don't think either fighter is going. For the count, at least. 15 seconds. Nieves scores again. Now we'll see if in the last 15 seconds Mayweather does a flurry to impress the judges and steal the round. Well, they break it up. We're down to 3 seconds left in the round. We'll get the bell. Nope, they stopped the clock with 3 seconds to go in the round to retape the gloves, so this round will not be concluded for a minute or so.
Well, I don't think the referee realized, obviously, there was 3 seconds left. Otherwise, he would have let it go.
Oh, sure. Yeah, he's not carrying the stopwatch. It's not his job to figure out when the bell is coming. He just has to protect the fighter's well-being from things like that.
Now the fans are getting a little restless, and I think you'll see their anxiety level increase when the moment these guys resume action, the bell rings and they sit down again.
Okay, they restart it. There's the bell. Oh, well. Sometimes it happens that way.
Here's some of the boos now cascading down upon the ring. And I think you'll hear them change to cheers as the high point of the evening once again occurs. The young lady comes in, signifying this is round 10.
I'll tell you, Max Harnish had the wryest grin on his face. He just, when he heard the bell, he realized what he'd done. And here we'll get a look at what Roger Mayweather has done more than anything in the round.
Now look at this. That's just what I said. There was a guy in the first row at that point who was shouting out encouragement to him, and Mayweather leaned over.
I have not seen that in a long time.
I don't know, Chris. We've seen some classics here tonight, I want to tell you. I hope we can preserve this through the magic of videotape, and it's going to my home library. I want you to know.
Round number 10, the final and decisive round, is just ahead of us. 3 minutes to go in this fight. They will touch gloves and resume the battle. And the only solution for Nieves is the knockout. Roger Mayweather gets a flurry, and someone behind us observes vocally, "That's better." A big right hand. Stopped partly on the gloves, I think. Bob made a big pop, though. I don't think it bothered Nieves. Now he takes a couple more. Those two were more telling than the first. Nieves now just leaning in, perhaps a little bit woozy at the moment. He ducks in, tries to throw a couple of body shots, stops at the elbow, and the Mayweather flurry to the body and up top. Boom, boom, boom. There's 5 in a row that scored on the head of Nieves. Mayweather may be wanting to take him out in this round, give the hometown crowd the show they expected to see when they got here.
Mayweather really showing a lot here.
Oh, he's pummeling him.
Yeah, and
2
we didn't
minutes.
think he had much left.
2 minutes to go in the round. And the crowd loves that. They want to see a Roger Mayweather knockout. There's no question about it.
Well, it's unrealistic. I don't know if many of them realize this is a guy that's never been knocked down before, so they're not going to get the knockout, I don't think. But Mayweather had some ammunition stored up for the 10th round, and that's impressive.
Well, he hasn't been hit much, that's for sure. Taking a few to the kidney, as we mentioned earlier on. Now there he comes out again. I was about to say he let the pace fall, and now boom, boom. A little over a minute to go in this bout. Not much question as to the winner, barring a major turn of events, like a massive haymaker. Less than a minute to go now. Nieves is scoring in there. He got a couple to the body, a couple to the head of Mayweather.
Did you see
He
that
turned-
he's
yes, I did.
winking his eye over there at one of the guys sitting again in the front row?
He did. He turned his head and winked to someone who was yelling to him.
That's hot dog stuff again. And disappointing.
30 seconds to go in this bout. $15 seconds to go. And 5 seconds to go. Coming up on the end of this 10-round junior lightweight battle. Roger Mayweather and Efrain Nieves get a good round of applause from the crowd. Summation, Mayweather could do just about what he wanted, when he wanted, how he wanted. Did not take much punishment. Nieves took a tremendous number of blows. Some of them rock solid, but not as many as you might think. He was in trouble only once in the first round. And, you know, a straight-up boxing match that was very, very serious for a world title, it's no contest. And, you know, a straight-up boxing match that was very, very serious for a world title, it's no contest. But this one went 10.
And you wonder if Mayweather's performance was impressive enough to allow him to move on. The division, fortunately for Mayweather right now, has no person who is clearly the dominant individual in it. It's pretty much wide open. And as such, you would expect him to get another shot at the title sometime soon.
He does look a little tuckered out over there. Good long workout for Roger Mayweather. Maybe that's what he had in mind all along. Good solid 10-round workout to get himself further into shape as they approach what they hope will be another chance to go for a championship. Efrain Nieves has a lot of boxing tools, but not as many as Mayweather, and that was obvious. He is a constant fighter and will take any fight offered and take anything offered to him. He proved that here again and lived up to the reputation we had been told about in terms of the fact that he's never been knocked down, knocked out, TKO'd, anything of the sort. That may have been as close as he's ever been in his career to being down. That occurred in the first round when Mayweather caught him with a big right hand right on the bridge of the nose, put him back near his haunches and on his hands, but he didn't really go down flat on his back. The referee at that point, Max Harnish, did give him an 8 count, so in that respect, I guess it goes in as a knockdown. From a pure physical standpoint, he was not on his back. We're waiting for the decision of the judges. That'll come to you momentarily. And then we're hoping to go into the ring and have a word with Roger Mayweather after this. So now we think we can go to the ring. And standing by is our announcer, Sam Hooks, with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision. Referee Sid Shank scored the fight 97-94. Referee Jack Richards scored the bout 99-92. And Mike Fabo scored the fight 97-94. The winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, the Black Mamba.
Unanimous decision, but not unanimous in terms of all the points for Roger Mayweather, which stands to reason. Efrain Nieves falls to 18-5 in his career and suffers his second loss in just 11 days. 19-2 as a professional now is Roger Mayweather, and I believe he's standing by with Bob Page, ready to discuss the bout in the ring.
Here is Roger Mayweather. You look a little tired.
Oh, yeah. I anticipated a tough fight. I knew Nieves. My brother I worked with Nieves. And Nieves has been in to get some great fighters, some good fighters, like Terrence Ali and Sheldon LeBlanc, some other good fighters that he's fought, since Freddie Roach, and some other good fighters. So I anticipated a tough fight. Since I fought Waters out and I had a little layoff, I had the time to think about this fight, get my feet wet, and give everybody, and give my manager and everybody got me mentally together for this fight so that I could come out here and in my hometown and try to put on a good performance with Nieves.
We remarked several times about your seeming lack of concentration. We were surprised you were winking at people in the first row over here and talking to them. Didn't you take this serious?
No, I take this fight very seriously. So I was talking to Nieves and trying to make him waste punches.
But you were also talking to some of the people in the first row over here, winking at guys?
No. The guy was saying, go to the body, go to the body. And I was saying, let him go to the body. I was keep saying, let Nieves go to the body because he leave himself wide open when he go to the body. I can run my punches up through the center. So therefore, when he went to the body, I tried to just kind of hold my ground and stay in there and just wouldn't get overconfident and try to keep my eyes on Nieves because he throw wise punches.
You weren't overconfident then, you don't think?
No.
This is an important fight for your career.
Very important. I had to get a win in order to put myself back in title contention to fight some of the better junior lightweights in the world. So I felt I gave a pretty good performance. I didn't look as good as I wanted to. I could have boxed more, but I wanted to fight. We was in a fighter's ring. And I want to give all the people in Michigan a show, so therefore, and Nieves being from Grand Rapids too, I think that all the more made it a more exciting of a fighter, excited of a fight. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
All right, what now?
Well, I'm looking forward to take another tune-up fight with some other good young fighter, and try to hopefully win that fight and go on to probably fight Lockridge or Julio Cesar Chavez for the junior lightweight title.
Will you be champion again?
No question about it. I like to thank everybody in my hometown, Grand Rapids, Michigan. I like to thank, most of all, Nieves and Cedric Kushner for putting together this promotion.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and good luck to you. Roger Mayweather, ladies and gentlemen, and now, Chris, back to you.
Unanimous decision for Mayweather, and just ahead of us, the heavyweights in their big fight.